Well, hi there, everybody. Welcome back to FM Projects. And here we have Christopher Paulsen, who is our featured player of the video, our 18-year-old Norwegian center back, who we picked up actually for a pretty small amount of money. It was 1 million renminbi. They're from Viking. He was on the Viking 2 squad for a while. Came straight in and fit right into the first team very, very nicely. And as you can see here from some of these stats, he's a good defender in terms of possession. He is performing above the others in the league in key defensive statistic roles. Good at assists, good in the air, good at just about everything it is that you can have in a little nice-looking, strong-looking Viking boy from the southwest part of Norway over in Stavanger. And it's not too bad at all, I would say. And he is going to feature in our team selection today as we have yet another game. This time we're at home against Taiyuan Ligong. Ligong is the Taiyuan University of Technology. And we'll take a look and see how we do. So we have Ho Yu back in the back and goal. Ye Jie once again, one of the three musketeers. We haven't talked much about him yet, so we'll probably talk about him here pretty quickly. And we have Paulson, Quinn, and Junin Ho making up the back four. Kwon Song Nim, of course, is back out there once again in Calvo. And then up at the front, we have Liu Yue and Song Wenjie. Kim Yong-il, who is very, very controversial, still is not the favorite player of Hwang Bo-wen. And, of course, Luciano Para, who is a incredible power, absolutely amazing goal scorer up front who tends to get a hat trick every time out. And here we are. We tell the boys go out and win this one. We have a pretty nice crowd here on hand today here in Yenji, and we'll see how we do. This is one of those matches that we really ought to win. We should be able to go ahead quickly here in the very beginning, and it shouldn't be much of a problem for us, but, we'll see what happens because, after all, it is Football Manager, and anything can happen on any given game at any given time. We're at top of the league despite the fact that we have one game in hand on Beijing University and 2 games in hand on other teams. This is in part because we had a match that was postponed because we have players who actually do play for their national teams, unlike many of the others here in the Chinese third tier. And Calvo takes it forward here, and here comes the attack, and here comes the hurt. And unfortunately, Calvo's not able to find his man. Liu Yue, though, now has the set piece. It goes back to Song Wenjie. Kim Yong-il is there potentially for a header, but ends up doing absolutely nothing with it. I'm keeping an eye on Kim Yong-il. I've talked about this a little bit in the blog, and he hasn't been performing quite as well as I was hoping, whereas Hwang Bo-wen has been performing absolutely amazingly despite being upset. So I'm starting to wonder if it was not the wrong move to bring in the older North Korean striker. We do have younger North Korean strikers on this side, by the way, including one who's on the under-21s who's looking really good. And so we'll see what happens here in the future as Mr. Kwon takes it forward to Song Wenjie back over there, and there's a foul in the penalty box that was missed. I think that was Para getting fouled. Calvo now over to Mr. Kwon again, and he takes a shot from range, and nothing is happening there. 6 minutes in, no scoring yet, but we are threatening. And Taiyuan Ligong is kicking the ball in slightly forward, and nothing happening there. There's Kim Yong-il with it, over to Liu Yue, over to Para. Para now, he surveys the field, runs forward, runs past all of his men, and almost scores what looks like it would have been a wonder goal there from the side. Very difficult angle, and he came about as close as you can come. Unfortunately, no replay on the highlight, but boy, I thought that was quite well done by him. Liu Yue now over to Song Wenjie. Song Wenjie is not able to get over to. Song Wenjie is 31 years old, and from time to time we'll have a difficult time actually getting over on those ones. A little bit tired at his age. Back over it goes to Liu Yue now. Liu Yue back to Calvo, and they're looking for, I'm not sure who that was they were looking for. I think it was Para they were looking for and weren't able to find him. Unfortunately, the Taiyuan Ligong defender is there. And we're only 8 minutes into this match. It feels like we've been in a lot longer because of all of the highlights we've had. Liu Yue now, and he finds Kim Yong-il there, and that should be a goal, and I don't know how he missed that one. That ball went sailing past everything. Looks like he was trying to kick that one into the stands. Kim Yong-il now hears and sees my upset face, is able to bring it forward, and there's a goal, and I think Kim Yong-il is offside. Song Wenjie with an excellent assist, but I think Kim Yong-il is going to be called for offside here. And no, I don't see the referee showing up anywhere. I do think that he was offside, but if they're not going to call it, I'm not going to say anything about it. You'll notice that things are going a little bit sluggish here again, and I've noticed that our ad boards are back on, so I don't know what Football Manager is doing, but at random it seems to be turning the ad boards on and off no matter what I do. And so we'll continue to hold on here. until we can get a slightly better setup with maybe a capture card or something like that. We'll look for that in the coming months. And Paulsen is back on that one with that Viking spirit and that strength. And here's Mr. Kwon now. Mr. Kwon takes it up the middle of the field. Mr. Kwon now with it again over to Song Wen-jie. Song Wen-jie over to Kim Yong-il. Kim Yong-il, and he's got Para right there. And Kim Yong-il winds up being fouled again in the box. I think that's the second time he's gone down with absolutely no call at all. And the game's glitching and stuttering and trying to figure out how to handle the awesomeness of Kim Yong-il. The ball goes into Liu Yue, who gets that goal. Hits top corner there all day long. That looks like one of those goals you would see in the NHL. Beautifully done. Very, very good offensive attacking piece here. And you can see Liu Yue just sort of camping out, looking for his time, makes his run right on time, and he seems to be onside, and that's 2-0 for Yanbian, and we are about to run away with this one again, I think. Let's see what the offsides tells us. And yeah, he's onside. He's onside because there's a central defender who has a foot a little bit too far back. Very well done by Liu Yue. Very, very good patience on that one. And now we got to watch out because they're in for a scoring chance. And it goes out to Para, who has room to run and who has a lot of pace and who has a man open. He does see Kim Yong-il. Kim Yong-il now takes over to the side, looking again for Para, who unfortunately was not quite able to get back there on time. But it was a good thought. And we're not even 20 minutes into this match, if you can believe it, and there's nothing but action here on FM Projects. And it looks like Taiyuan Institute is going to get it back, and they can't even reach the penalty area without Quinn coming forward and knocking that away. And he finds Kim Yong-il there on the backhand, and it's over to Liu Yue for his second goal. And you could see that one coming from miles and miles away. The Taiyuan Institute defenders are just simply not fast enough to cope with the offensive attack that we have and that we've been putting together. And I'm starting to wonder if Football Manager is able to put up with the awesomeness that our team is bringing here onto the pitch. We're scoring goals at such a clip that it looks like the game is starting to stutter as it tries to keep up with the sheer force of our offense. Taiyuan Institute now has a set piece here in a dangerous area. Paulsen, though, is more than equal to the task to bring it away. And it goes over to Liu Yue, and it is fast break time. And there's Para now, and I told you it was a fast break. It looks just like one, and there's Liu Yue trying to get his hat trick here on 17 minutes. And he just misses it, but he has a great shot at it. Calvo now with the set piece, and that goes over, it looks like, to Quinn, and Quinn somehow misses that one. I don't know how he missed that shot, but it was an excellent try. Now we have yet another set piece, and it's Calvo again taking this. This is a corner for us. And up comes the corner, and down it goes. And back to Yejie, over to Calvo again. Calvo just takes a shot from range, and he hits it. Borja Calvo with his third goal of the season. I think he had 2 in yesterday's match. We're up 4-0 just like that, 20 minutes on. And I mean, this is what happens, right? So you think, oh, well, if you're Taiyuan Institute, you don't want to let any of the big strikers score, so you're going to bunch the middle like they did there. And there's Calvo, who's just going to take the ball up as close as he can get and shoot and hit top corner. And we'll see if there's a potential offside here. And there was, and we do have a man, you can see there at the bottom, who was offside. And I think that's Kim Yong-il. And the referee fortunately missed that. And that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to complain. We will take the goal. 4-0 Yanbian, and Paulsen has it again. Paulsen over to Quinn. Quinn now over to Mr. Kwon. Mr. Kwon is not as dominant today as he's been in the past. Over to Para, and I don't know how Para misses that one. Point blank range. Yeah, I know he had a defender in front of him, but still, I mean, he can run past the defender, no problem. He almost did anyway. I don't know why he takes the shot first time. And the corner ends up going back over to the side as we're not able to get a head around onto it. And we will try one more time. And here comes that stuttering and flashing corner, and it comes up. And unfortunately, nothing happens, and that ends the highlight. Mr. Kwon hasn't quite been as dominant so far in this match as he has in the past, but that's a very, very good ball to Para. And like I said, I mean, Para doesn't need to shoot it that quickly. If he takes maybe 1 or 2 more steps with it, he's got the keeper completely out of position, and the other defenders are all about a yard or 2 behind him. Taiyuan Institute now, again, with another one of these set pieces. We keep giving them set pieces in dangerous areas. I'm not certain why exactly that's happening. And they are able to keep the ball here. And Quinn finally heads it back to Hoyu, who fortunately knows where the ball is and knows where his hands are. We have officially had more shots on goal on our own goal than Taiyuan Institute have. And there's the second one as it goes back to Hoyu again. And I'm a little surprised as to why we're not bringing the ball up the field, because we have the players and we have the speed that we need. I'm not quite sure what these boys are seeing, and that's what we wanted to do. And that's what I was saying that Luciano Parra should have been doing before. You see, he gets the ball and just run past the keeper. You know that he's out of position. He's in no man's land, and then you have an open net. Why are you trying to do something fancy with it? All you have to do is go up here, you get the ball, you know you're faster than the defense, and you let the keeper slide out of position, and then you take the goal. It's as simple as that. It's an easy game. 5-0 for Yanbian. And as you can tell, of course, this is due to my managerial genius, obviously. And Song Wen-jin out with another cross, and Mr. Kwon is unfortunately unable to get across onto that. And it comes back up, and Junin Ho, however, is there to make short work of it, and is over to Para again in another potential scoring position. Luciano is smart enough to slow it up, but unfortunately is dispossessed. Mr. Kwon now back to Yeja, and over to Para again, and he's got his second goal. And this is what I'm talking about. Para is about to get perhaps another hat trick just here in the first half, and he looks like an absolute goal-scoring machine, and this kid is unstoppable. And, man, we have some good players on this squad, don't we? And as I've said before, it looks like the game is unable to completely keep up with the awesomeness of the Yanbian squad as we go up 6-0 here in the first half. And this is one where I start to pray and hope that like something doesn't catch on fire in my computer or something like that, because we're playing rather well, and I would be very, very upset if something crashed. And Hoyu has to make the first save that I think he's had to make in like probably since he's been with us. He had to make an actual save there. Imagine that. So our goalkeeper is being tested here early. And Kim Yong-il tries to get it out of the danger area. Unfortunately, he's not able to get much on it. Junin Ho slides for that one and hits it over for a throw-in, and a excellent piece of defending from him. Calvo now with the ball, and he is fouled right outside the area. Kenshi Jun, they're going to give him a card for that. They give him a yellow card. I was going to say it's clearly outside of the area. Calvo just goes ahead, doesn't even wait for the referee, and he's going to take this free kick right away. And Paulson was supposed to be on the end of that. He wasn't in position. It goes to Calvo, and he gets around on it and puts it in a very dangerous area, but unfortunately nobody's there to capitalize on it. We need Hwang Bo-wen there. If Hwang Bo-wen were in there, he would have been around on that one. Mr. Kwon now takes it and is in control once again at the middle of the pitch. Mr. Kwon takes it all the way upfield over to Song Wen-jae, who scores a goal, and it's 7-0. And, boy, that was pretty quick, wasn't it? We didn't even have time to go away from the highlight as the massive power and force behind our attack continues to propel us forward. We're playing against, so this team, Taiyuan Ligong, is actually probably a little bit better than the two teams that we just beat. And we're about to make complete mincemeat out of them. I mean, this is a pretty impressive display, I think, by our team. And he's onside. He's clearly onside, Song Wen-jae. And Song Wen-jae just says, I'm going to do it myself. And there you have it. And we are going into halftime with an insurmountable lead. And we could do pretty much anything that we want from here on out. And we tell them once again, we have a lot of shots on target so far. Yeah, and you've scored a lot of them too. Now we're going to go here and we're going to make a few tactical changes. We have one goal from Kim Yong-il. We don't have Hwang Bo-wen on the bench because he's been looking a little bit tired. And one I really want to put in here is Kim Kung-jin, who's the younger North Korean striker that we have, who I think is actually better than his older compatriot. The other thing I'm looking out for is Junin Ho is not playing particularly well, and we will put Hwang Jianwei on there. Hwang Jianwei is another one of these players who doesn't particularly enjoy big matches. He's a mercenary, which is not necessarily a bad personality to have. He also really doesn't want to play on that left-hand side, which is, I think, where we're going to play him, unless we can, is Yeje able to play on the other side? I think he is, yeah, so we will switch the two of them up. Yeje also doesn't like playing in big matches. Fortunately, this is not a big match. Let me just take a quick look here. I'm sorry. We do want Hwang Jianwei to be on that side because it goes right to left like that. There we go. We'll just play with it like this, and we'll see what happens. Start the second half. Even our goaltender here is having a good game with the one save that he made, and it's starting to rain, which always hurts the graphical abilities of Football Manager, and that's the way that it happens. More of the nice rain here in Yenji, which will make the green trees even greener and which will add to the beauty of the area. If you've never been to that part of Jilin province and you would like to, I'd strongly recommend it. It's a very, very pretty part of the world to go to. It's a little bit impoverished, yeah, and there's always the imposing force of North Korea lying nearby, but I'd recommend going there. I've been there myself a couple times, and it's a lot of fun. Song Wen-jie here was looking to take it himself again, and wasn't very well thought out. We didn't really have much there for an attack, though we would have, if he hadn't taken that shot, we would have had to take it back a little bit further. Looks like nobody was quite ready for what he was about to try. And as the game stutters along, it looks like Taiyuan Ligong is going to attack. I wonder what the coach said at halftime. And they do manage to get another shot on goal. I suppose that's football brilliance, as the commentary here at the bottom tells us, though it's not very brilliant when you're down 7-0. Calvo now with it. Calvo just lumps it forward to Liu Yue, and he's in a position to score again. And fortunately for Taiyuan Ligong, they're able to get a foot on the ball. Otherwise, it would be in a slightly more embarrassing 8-0. But don't worry, we still have another 40 minutes or so to score a little bit more. We have 2 players so far in a hat trick, if my count is correct. Liu Yue now holding on to it and waiting and seeing, and he finds Yeji over there on the side, now up to Para. Para now, and he gets the crossover to Song Wen-jie, and not quite happening. But it was worth a shot. It was a good idea. Clearance goes out and goes nowhere. Mr. Kwon gets it back to Song Wen-jie. Song Wen-jie now to Calvo. Calvo looks inside, ends up taking a shot, which was a little bit ill-advised. And we're going to get a corner out of it. And Liu Yue is going to take this. Swings inward. And unfortunately, we're not able to get around to the end of that one. And the highlight ends. And so far here in the second half, we're not looking quite as strong. Of course, we are up 7-0. Zhang Kunpeng, the Taiyuan Ligong goaltender, kicks it out and finds Tian Shijun. And Tian Shijun sort of dribbles it up the field with almost nobody there waiting for the cross. They're still able to get a shot out of it, which, again, has me concerned about the quality of our defense. And Tian Shijun gets it again. He's had the ball a lot here in this game so far. And he lumps it forward for Jen Mingfeng. And we have, fortunately, 2 guys back. And there's a cross into the middle, and that goes up for a shot. And Hoyu is able to knock that one out for a corner. So we're a little bit on the back foot here so far here in the beginning of the second half. And it's kind of hard to tell what's happening as the game continues to glitch due to the rain and due to the ads. Hoyu able to get back around onto that one as Yanhong takes a shot. The players think that we need to have more strength in goal, and I actually think that they're correct. I'm a little bit concerned about Hoyu and what I've been seeing. He looks like he's been on his back foot the whole time. And that corner misses everybody, fortunately for us, and our players are just simply faster. And so far, not much has been happening for us. Mr. Kwon now back to Quinn. Quinn up and over to Calvo, over to Song Wen-jie, who's not able to follow up on that one. And he's looking for the other Mr. Kim in there. And there's Kim Kung-jin, and he has a shot at it, and that one is hit out for a corner once again. I think after this corner, we're going to take a quick look and see what other substitutions we might want to make. Calvo with the corner. And that forces another corner. There's not much going on. We'll have the corner from the other side of the OUA. We'll take this one. And nothing happening. It just goes wide as Quinn gets the head onto it and doesn't do much of anything with it at all. Huang Jianwei having a poor game. I suppose this counts as a big match for him. I don't know. We're going to take Paulson off, and we'll put Juan David Torres on for him. And Kim Kung-jin is just not quite having his day today, but we'll keep him on. We have Liu Yue and both Para sitting on potential hat tricks, so we'll see what happens with them as we continue this. And here is Calvo, and Calvo is going to take a shot as always, and he just misses that. He's that one had top corner written all over it, and he just doesn't get around onto it. Yeji now to Mr. Kwon, back to Yeji. Goes over looking for Song Wen-jie, not able to find him. Huang Jianwei now. Huang Jianwei over to Song Wen-jie. Over to Kim Kung-jin, who kind of floats that one up with the top of his toe, and Huang Jianwei did a good job trying to knock that one in. Song Wen-jie trying to do it himself, and Kim Kung-jin just needs to take control of it instead of desperately trying to flail at it with his foot. Speaking of desperate flailing, we had a little bit of that from our defense, but Hoyu is more than equal to the task, and we just look like a different team here in the second half. Huang Jianwei takes it up by himself over to Calvo now. Calvo over to Para, and he finds Song Wenjie there for an easy goal. That's his second of the game. They're going to call him offside, though. Yeah, the pop-up for offsides doesn't come up anymore, but it was pretty clear. We had two men totally offside. And, I mean, as impressive as the goal was, it's pretty easy to score if nobody's in front of you. Calvo now. Calvo over to Liu Yue over to Mr. Kwon. Mr. Kwon now, and that one is knocked out for a corner. Mr. Kwon, like I said, doesn't look quite as dominating in this game as he has in games in the past, but we still have a little bit more time. We'll see what happens. Calvo gets it up, looking for Mr. Kwon, and he's not quite able to get around onto it. And Para is in there causing more problems for the Taiyuan Ligong defense, but they are able to get it out in the end, and it's back to Yejie now, over to Quinn. And Quinn finds Torres there. Torres kind of playing out of position over to Calvo, and we reassemble our position in the back, and here comes Liu Yue. Over to Calvo again. Calvo looking up forward. Finds Mr. Kwon, and he takes a shot at it again, a little bit recklessly from range. Not really a... it says it was a lovely move. That didn't look so lovely to me. Calvo now with another attempt, and he hits the wall. It looks like they were barely able to flick that one off. Calvo now with another corner here. Looking again for Mr. Kwon and unable to find him. This will be Liu Yue from the corner with a corner from this side. And we've been very dangerous on the corners. We haven't scored any of them. And looking again for Mr. Kwon. Mr. Kwon is able to go back around on it, and we reassemble as it goes back to Kim Kung-jin in the unfamiliar position of being way, way back in the back. He looks like he wants to play center back. Kim Kung-jin now finds Calvo, and then he runs slowly forward. Gets the ball over to Huang Jianwei, and Huang Jianwei's got a man. He's got Para right there. Does he see him? Oh, no, it's Song Wenjie. My apologies. And that is hit back again for another corner. And it's going to be Liu Yue once again with a corner. And I tell you, if I'm coaching the team, like actually coaching the team, I would say, hey, we need to do a little bit of work here in our transition from the set piece to our offensive set again, because I don't know what Kim Kung-jin is doing, but he's playing completely out of position. I mean, the whole time he needs to be up there in front. I'm not certain why he's sort of hanging back in the back and doing whatever it is that he's doing. Calvo now with another one of these shots from range. He's had quite a few of them. I tell you, you hit one, and then every single time you get the chance, you think you're going to hit it again. Would be nice if we had a little bit more cohesion, if we learned how to use our teammates a little bit better. Hoyu keeping the clean sheet alive. But, you know, this should not even get back to Hoyu for a shot. We should be able to play good, strong team defense. It's over to Para now, and that's knocked away. Torres now on it and is beaten twice. Still manages to win it. Over to Mr. Kwon now. Back to Quinn. And Quinn looks forward. Back to Mr. Kwon, who needs to take control of this match and hasn't really been doing a good job of doing so. And it's over to Song Wenjie, who I think is offside. And the flag is not up. Liu Yue does score the goal. We'll see if they allow it or not, though. That's the hat trick for Liu Yue, isn't it? And they do allow it. They allow the goal, though. I'm pretty sure Song Wenjie was offside there. I was looking for the flag, and nothing came up. But once you have that sort of lateral movement across the top, I mean, there's no way that Taiyuan Ligong is going to stop that. They can't defend that. We have, you know, it's like playing chess where you have two queens, and you have two queens that can sort of move around any place that they want, while the rest of the pieces look on helplessly. That's what that looked like. Yenhong now gets it. We're up 8-0. In a match that really we should be up by more, honestly, but we'll take this. We're not going to be too upset with the other players or with the players of what's happening. Football Manager, meanwhile, is really, really struggling here for whatever reason. I don't know what I need to do to get right of all of these ad boards, and Kim Kung-jin somehow misses that one. That looked like that hit. It looked like the game was treating the chalk right underneath the goal as some sort of a, I don't know, like a barrier or something like that. I mean, you look at this. I guess the goalie got to it, but for a second there, I thought that one just about went in and just sort of flicked out to the side after hitting nothing. Calvo now with the corner. I don't even know why they're giving us this corner. I mean, we've clearly won. This is totally meaningless, and that should be the final whistle. And we're going to kick it back over to Calvo. For some reason, this game is continuing, and there's a final whistle. And we have won it 8-0, just as usual. And that's it for today. Boy, I sure hope you enjoyed that. If so, hit the like button. Subscribe for more. We'll have more every day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.